Hello everybody, it's your Wonderful Wind Mage, your Cruz Ship servant, Chartreuse Proxy, ever and always at your service now. Hello everybody, it is my birthday, July 24th, 2025, and I hope everybody's doing well. I should be doing on the just chatting on the screen when it comes to it, but I want to show off the overlay to begin with. And to be fair, the updates to the just chatting screens and all that are going to come in time. But for now, I just want to be able to celebrate 5 years of Chartreuse Proxy. I hope everybody is doing well now. I hope that everybody is really having themselves a good time overall. When it comes to it, I know that there has been a lot of things going on with my life at the moment or so. So, I just want to be able to celebrate it all throughout and be able to tell people that, hey, this is a celebration, first and foremost. I am going to do what I usually do all the time through, which is running through, not only yapping about how I am today, but about the 5 past years of Chartreuse Proxy. Because for a lot of you who may be newer viewers, you may not know exactly how I came to be. So I want to go over all of that in one nice succinct stream. Because this is how I like to hold myself accountable on everything that I do. And well, you're going to sit through it with me here. But first and foremost, let me just respond to some people. But I hope everybody's doing well today. First and foremost, you are seeing new Chartreuse Proxy. I've got new showcases when it comes to my model and everything like that. Got a lot more when it comes to my reactions and all. And I've also got a lot more overall that I can show off secretly when it comes to it then. But that'll come in time. First and foremost, I'm happy that you two are here, Rena, Crimson. I know that you two were totting things up absolutely in my Discord. I had to find my phone charger, okay? Because my phone's battery actually goes down so fast if I don't have it plugged in when I have it linked up to VTube Studio. So we are just doing what we can here. But yes, first and foremost, let me move over to my little just chatting screen here, because I've got a lot that I need to go over when it comes to it. So, Chartreuse Proxy started all the way back in 2020, of course, when it comes to it. And if I find my old live streams, I'm going to see if I can't put it up, actually, on my date tabs and everything like that or so. Now, I have this one unlisted. It's not on the public anymore to see, but my very first live stream that I ever did was Fire Emblem, the Binding Blade. Roy's game when it came to it back in the day or so. So on that side, you can see, okay, to be fair, I started, on the 28th, as you're seeing here, as by my very ramshackle, overlay when it comes to it. But this was the very first piece of content that I ever made back then. I got inspired by the big VTubing boom of Hollow and Niji Sanji back then, and I thought this was during the COVID era. As you can probably see by some of my recommended story, I still have a lot of, I still have a lot of VTuber clips in the side or so. That this is how I really started myself over. It was just playing a game, I had it emulated throughout, and I just thought, I want to be able to play through video games, and if nobody's watching me, well, that's just how it goes. But if somebody does decide to watch me, then, well, that might be, then that could be a, a nice sight, and maybe I can make a friend or two. And hilariously, I did get people who I've never known before actually dropping into the stream. I clicked mini player. Uh-oh. Don't do that. Don't do that. There we go. So you see, I got people talking through, and it surprised me back then in the day. It really, really did to have people actually coming around and saying, yeah, or dropping by seeing new YouTubers. And I just like on that side, YouTube discoverability is way better than Twitch on that. But also, YouTube Live really wasn't explored too much on that there. But this was the very first stream that I did, and I only ever did the one stream of Binding Blade, and, well, that's exactly how it cut through then. Then afterwards, I started going over to some of my I started doing older things. Kurt Serve Delicious was, of course, there, and a lot of other shorter games. You can see here, streamed 5 years ago when it comes to that side. And again, it was just no overlay cruising, Nothing special, and even then, there wasn't even any hairpins or anything like that to it for Chartreuse Proxy. It was small, succinct, everything like that, and there wasn't anything that really defined me besides just the booth model and, well, my color scheme when it came to it then. In fact, I'll show you off right now then. If I change my model, hey, look at this girl right here, don't you think? This was me in what I would consider my 1.0 incarnation and everything like that, quite frankly. This was the basis for how I started VTubing altogether. And quite frankly, there is a lot of work that started being built upon this or so. I already went over this in the 4.1 special program, but I like to yap, and as such, I will go on to showcase how everything used to look back then, quite frankly. Because if you want to see, for example, this here was my old overlay. If I shrink things down on my Twitch side of things when it comes to it then. Give me 1 second. I'm trying not to move the Twitch chat box and everything like that or so. But look at this. Look at this old overlay that I had. I used to be on the left side because I thought, I know, I can make myself look different or so. And then I hated it from that point on. But this was me back then. I had a color palette that was befitting of me and my siblings, as denoted by my hairpin. So, yellow, green, and kind of like a snowish gray or so. Chatbots was huge. And then I also kept up with following the trend of having everybody with the new subscriber, new follower kind of tagged at the bottom there. I fell out of love on that pretty soon. I say pretty soon, halfway throughout my lifespan. But this was all homemade by me back then, because I didn't want to pay somebody to make the paneling. I didn't want to pay somebody to make the paneling or to make overlays because I didn't have money. All I started with was $5 and my Zoom camera. And also a new, a new iPhone, which I used to run one of the earliest things of VTube Studio ever. So that really was a big galvanization of me wanting to continue to make everything as a product of my own, I guess is the best way to put it. Because it was these, it was the pictures too, so if I put up the images for my panels and all that. So where is my panel compilation? I have to dig through my files on this here. My work files, my special program stuff here. Yeah, here we go. Here are all of my old panels that I made. Back when I didn't even have a drawing tablet, and I just made them straight up on mouse and keyboard itself. Gods, this is old memory lane. I had my color routines and everything like that too, because you could still change my hair color and all. That was still functionality, but I kept it to this basis of this perfect little chartreuse hair, chartreuse yellow hair, and then green eyes. Fun fact too, I almost was actually going to have heterochromia iridium to have one yellow, one green eye for a chartreuse yellow, chartreuse green when it came to showcasing it off. But I decided against that because I thought that would already mess with people's perception of my design, considering how fan artists, when it came to or so, were already getting things wrong on it was more green. No, I'd say it's more yellow, but to be fair, chartreuse, if you type that in, you'll get either or color, and that kind of really tossed things out for how people understood to take me and understand me or so then. But yeah, I had, this was quite frankly a very old model of mine when it came to it. This is the 1.0 Chartreuse Proxy and all, so if I expand myself out here, as you can see, I have a nice full body rig of what you'd say is a nice prominent old kind of like magey outfit to an extent or so. Nothing too much more, and quite frankly, I feel like my chest has shrunk since then, but that's of my own volition. So, let us speed forwards to the next year then, in that case. Rather, I have a few things that I need to go over on this side. I did get a few other models and everything like this or so, outfits based off of it. So if you know the hit VTuber Serena Penguina, she made this little kind of skirt and cardigan all together or so. that I did for one of my first ever model redeems. Same head and all, but we were able to edit this together, and this was very cute. And I even had a idol outfit, which I also did commission Yamio Satura-san for. So if I search through this real quick, I should be able to find it. If I find my little idol fit here, because this was all my 1.0 era. And I know for a fact that I did not show up, well, you saw it in passing if you were there for the 4.1 stream, but if you weren't, then I'm loading up the idol outfit right now, so just give me a second, yo. But this was all old year 1, 2020 to 2021-ish Chartreuse Proxy then. Because I've had, like, it is 4.1, but I've had lots and lots of small updates on the sides when it comes to it, and quite frankly, there has been a lot of love poured into everything on that there. If I start searching through my old videos too, I can probably actually find some of these. So let me hide the panels real quick. Let me go to Firefox. But there's a lot of people that I would say that I would still give a lot of love to. So you can see here, the first ever collab that I have was with Hirokawa Yuno and IRL Guppy back in the day. Oh my goodness gracious. Those are names that still go around. Yuno's gone from this earth. They retired a while back or so. But then Guppy's of course still around. And I used to actually do podcast streams and even like drawing streams too. Back before I even had my tablet. So that is hilarious, quite frankly. There's lots of names that, if you saw in the special mentions, do go way back. So you can really see Shadow before, they're now known as Vibe Prince Shadow now. Kaito Nasa back in the day. Lumichu. There's even Zian Su right there. So many old stuff. And even my first Switch stream back when Monster Hunter Rise came around. Oh my goodness gracious. There is so many memories that comes around to it. But I really started doing VODs. You can see here. Or rather, earnestly trying to upload more VODs. Because most of my podcast stuff, I remember it's kind of like, oh, if I remember to do so, I'd upload it. But my VODs really started coming into fruition more in 2022 at 2.0 age, as you can already see with me just actually titling out dates and putting things more all together. And then we just kept going on to where, soon enough, I started getting my usual thumbnails, and that started building upon itself. But that's an aside. That's an aside when it comes to it. But now, I've got an idol outfit to show. Because I know I used to do some karaoke as well when it comes to it, hilariously. Oh, I see the problem on why it took so long. I uploaded all my idol outfits. Oops! Well, I'm choosing a random one that has random hair color and everything like that or so. Oh, hey, look! I'm a brunette now. Hello, y'all! This was my lovely little idol outfit that I had Yamio Satura-san made for me back in the day or so. With these lovely little frills and everything, from the dress up to, of course, nice exposed legs and everything like that or so. Gloves, my glove obsession, and then, well, yeah, you're seeing right here. This is kind of like with my color redeems, where I got to show off all my different colors and everything like that I wanted to. So, of course, that was hair and eyes were the first ones I came to redeems. Now I can change up my whole outfit when it comes to it now. But back in the day, this was a huge thing that I could test, tune around, and really get around to people's liking or so. So if I tried like another color set, hey, look at that nice cotton candy look or so, y'all. Liking that? But this was all my 1.0 stuff when it came to be then. So much memories, so much history with it. And unfortunately, because this was a pay-to-use model or so, I can't monetize or use like this here, either the original, the casual, or the idol outfit for commercial use. But I did know what I was getting into at the time, because I was already looking at redesigns when it came to it then. So that's understandable then, and well, that's just history. History in the making then. But let us zoom forwards to 2.0 in that case then. Because this was, once again, background number 1 when it came to it. Afterwards, I then updated to what is my cloudy portraits. So if I move my display over here then, and if I hide my little pixel sprite, this was 2.0. to where this was the earliest incarnation of 2.0, to where I then went with my cloudy look overall, because I then spawned in, of course, with, as soon as I pull up the model. Shoot, I need to pull up the regular colors on it. Well, give me just a second here, y'all. But yes, this was the start of what would be 2.0 Chartreuse Proxy soon enough in all of that regard when it comes to it then. Let me just delete these files real quick. Oh, I deleted the wrong ones. I deleted the wrong ones. It's okay, we move them over. Okay, we're good. I have all of my files in one space on my PC, and like, it takes up so much space, hilariously so. But that's all of the models that I've worked on in history, and I just can't bring myself to get rid of them. Is it a real stream with some stuff? To be fair, I would have set this up more to be a lot more upkept together, but I did not have the time to do so, considering how I was getting to having Ein around. So yes, welcome to 2.0 Cruzy in this case then. This, of course, is the 2022 era. When it comes to it then, 21... it's like end of 21 to like beginning of 23 when it comes to it then. This was when I really showed myself out as a mage altogether then. So if I move my fit, this is all designed outfits when it comes to it then. I had my, lovely boots, and a lot more of a greeny palette to showcase that I used to be an adventurer when it came to it then. Biggest thing too was, of course, showing off like how I have my hairpins actually inundated as more of my Oishi mark when it comes to it. My messy unkempt hair as befitting of how I was in real life at the time, and a huge Aho day when it comes to it, as you see. But this was a huge step up for me, because this was my own IP when it came to it. And I also, at the time, got, what's his face? That's when I actually got my logo actually installed altogether then. So it was, like, first time ever that Chartreuse Proxy logo was real. I had that commissioned out from one Celestia Dwarf when it comes to it. And that was also the same for the GaleForce logo. This was old times when it comes to it. And as you see, this is exactly so when I really started putting in a lot more work on it, because you can see here, this was 2022 era, 23 onwards, and well, you're seeing here, especially when I did things like, look at this old tabletop sim when we played Red Dragon in 3 years ago, a huge bunch of friends playing it, and this was, yeah, August 2022 then. Gods, this is old, but you're seeing how it used to be. I'd swap out, so these three clouds at the bottom were my subscriber, donator, and most recent subscriber, donator, follower panels and everything like that or so when it came to it then, and exactly so, if I did collab streams, then I would remove them, straight up, try to keep it nice and simple on the overlay side of things. Did that necessarily help? Not always, but it did help clear things up, and that's a design principle I've tried to carry on more for the future now. And in addition, that also brought forth new panels at the same time too. Yeah, the burgers were a part of the Treats Serve Delicious culture that I had back then. I hope you're doing well too, Zoe. Welcome to the history lessons, as always. But you can see here, this is also when panels started coming around. Now, I didn't have my 2.0 panels. Now, this is 2021, so this is when I got the 3D models of my 1.0 model, and I only had 2D for my 2.0 for maybe like a good year or so. So this is what I had at the bottom to begin with, as you see, really leaning into the little like glitch of both. This was a play on both my Ehode that I had here. As you can kind of see, it's almost like the opposite side of it. And like if you flipped it around, mirrored it. And also of course, my sparkles, my little Oishi mark. But it wasn't long until I actually did then get my 3.0, in which case, you see here, I did update the panels. And of course, the overlay got to go with it then. Because after I got this here, it then became a matter of me thinking to myself, I really need to be able to showcase more of a Meiji palette. So I leaned into that, and I went with a solid green to befit more of how you could well define, I just tried how you could well define what my moniker is, since I kept promoting myself as a mage, and I really didn't do much with it. So, windy follower, kind of like you can see, like, almost watery waves and subscriber, and some fire in the donator. But this is, I think, the last time that I did any of those marks, because at the time, with me being a smaller VTuber, it did not necessarily feel good on both the ego and also just feeling good to see it in general, on having somebody like my last follower or my last subscriber or donator especially being like, oh, this was 8 months ago and whatever. It wasn't good for what I felt was a permanent fixture of the stream, and that's when I did start doing away with them. But this is when I got my 3D model, not just for me, but for my siblings too, Grand and Centurio, who don't really feature on streams that much, but they are lovely supports, and that's why I feature them in my panels and in my sparkles so much, because I wouldn't be the same mage as I was without them at the time. And well, that's just something that I hold near and dear to my heart when it comes to it then. Now, we've got a lot more to look at, because of course, this was 2.0 at the time, and this is when I started doing more wild and weird outfits and everything like that or so, going from jokes and all. So, let us look at some of them. I was already well past 2.0 at the time, but I did, because there was a good sale by Chisetto, I did have this small little model of what is canonically like 2 inches tall when it comes to it, of a stuffed chibi. Chisetto, the artist, a friend of Akane's and I's, was running a sale at the time to where they were selling these stuffed models for I think like 45 bucks. I was like, I'll take it. That's really cute. There's no reason for me not to. I love it. It's so adorable. Oh my goodness gracious. And on that side, I just took it. Not too much functionality, but I know it has a few toggles to where I can like pry a little bit if I recall. Let me find these hotkeys. There we go. Try a little bit. Some glasses that I asked to put on like my gunners or so, or just a few smaller expressions and everything like that or so. Very cute, very stuffed, but once again, that's what I bought into the model at the time. It was that, or what is one of the peak models I've ever bought. Look at the Nezoberry. You are not immune to Nezoberry propaganda. This, exactly so, is a Nezoberry, which if you are inundated at all with like Love Live culture or anything like that or so, this is absolute peak performance in what you're looking at. And it is 2.0 exactly. Look at how much fluff there is. It does lay flat and everything like that or so. And there is redeems to put the Nezo on the head. So if you want to put a Nezoberry on my model as I stream, that is absolutely doable to do. But this is a wonderful little artifact out of, once again, Melonbread69, who did this model, if I remember correctly when it comes to it. I am losing my own sauce when it comes to each of my models here, and I should just probably pull up the overlay because I can't remember it off the top of my head. It was yeah, Melonbread69, which they did deactivate their old Twitter account when I was searching through them again. So, but they do have a VGen page, which I did link over, I believe, in the description. So hopefully, you know, they're still getting good work or so. But I remember they offered these Nezos, and then they stopped doing stuff on like social media for a good bit. So I hope that they're doing well, but this is something that I do hold near and dear to my heart when it comes to it. And then, well, you're seeing it upcoming then. Now, the slime model was part of 3.0 fun celebrations when it comes to it, and there is a lot of fun toggles with that as well. But here's the problem. I would have to dig through and find where it is, because I do not remember where I have it in my folders here. So I might just have to show that off at another time. I'll be honest with you. But the slime model was very bouncy, and I could probably find like a video of me with it. Accessories. If I were to re-debut, okay, no. I would have to dig through and find the slime model again. So, instead, I'm going to see if I have it in like my Discord at all. And I'm just gonna pull up the Discord instead. Where is the slime? Where is Slime Cruzy? There is nothing in my Discord that talks about Slime Cruzy. No! Well, actually, hold on. May have found something. No, I'm not finding Slime Cruzy. Ah! Wait. No, I found like one picture of me in the Discord, so quite frankly, I might just have to use this one here. Okay, yeah, I might just have to use the one picture in Discord that I find. Alright. You're not gonna get too much out of me then, Chief, but if I pull up Discord from my game capture. Or window capture. Kaput. That is going on the Discord right now. I am posting that out. And that is blessed images. Goodness gracious. It was brought up in a good little bit ago, and I guess I might need to have to change around on how the model looks and all. But yeah, Slime Cruzy was a real thing back in the day, and it was a redeem. I'm still pretty sure it is a redeem that actually can put out in my, like, scuffed category when it comes to it then. So, or like my old, yeah, no, Slime Time is a redeem, but I guess I need to fix that out then. But this was my 3.0 era then. And if I change my overlays one more time then, we would then get to look out to what is the start of the Maid of GaleForce at the time then. So if I find it around, welcome to what was first ever Maid of GaleForce side, alongside what would be the paneling to go with it, which is what you all know as modern day Cruzy overall then. So one more model change in that case. This is modern day Cruzy as you know it. So you can see here, modern stuff. I have all of my little reaction self with my with my 4.0 self altogether. I just said 3.0 was, I consider 1.0 was old outfit, 2.0 was adventure, 3.0 is Maid, but I consider everything 4.0 onwards would be after I got my 3D model for this Maid outfit or so. So this is one part of it when it comes to it then. And of course, I need to give props out to the artist all along the way. Because, not including it of course, the early models came out to be Yamir Satrasan who did the 1.0, and then I just Fiverr'd Artisty Uru on Fiverr, exactly so, for the 3D model of my 2.0, who is the same person who did Flanny's side when it comes to it. But afterwards, I then sought out bigger name creators when it came to, and the start of VGen was a very good start when it came for me getting somebody, for me getting a bigger artist on that side, because that's when I found Unagi Adi for my 3D then. But also on the 3D side, I failed to neglect that I did the seasonal stuff, which you do see here in the sense of my initial Maid outfit ever, and then my Cruzmates Proxy. These ones were just made off of assets on VOD Studio. So at the time then, I just made do with what I could, and I just really just, exactly so, embellished it straight into VR chat right afterwards. But 2024, for the Maid model and all here as you can see, it was a 3-person process of PR, my favorite artist of all time once again of course, being the one who created the actual reference sheet and everything like this or so, for both 2.0 and what is 3.0 onwards now. Yamir Satrasan took a backseat, but I did ask her if she could make the layering out of PR's model and all. That way I would be able to utilize it for Zoe's case, because Zoe knew that I was a VTuber at the time, or rather, like, the better way to put it is that I was an e-girl, I guess, is the way that I always call myself to my IRL friend group or so. But I was telling her about the different processes, and to keep it short, that was all bad. That was the very start of her wanting to learn rigging, and I requested, very selfishly if I might ask, if I could take her time and basically like half a year to do rigging for that and all. And, well, the product that you see here today is the fruits of her labor. But this isn't just the 2024 rating. I'm going to show off everything else with this 2025 one, because there's so much more I'm already doing that I'm not mentioning, and oh my goodness gracious, you do not know how happy I am when it comes to this here. But there's a lot of history when it comes to, because I think the biggest person, once again, who gave me the biggest start was Yamir Satura-san. As you've seen, she's been with me throughout all of my incarnations, and also Maid, she's always been a Maid too. That is absolute queen stuff when it comes to it. But moving onwards when it comes to it then, there is still a lot more people that have helped out on those sides. Because once again, going back to the PR side of things, she's the one who made the very first reference sheet of my 2.0, because she made the main key design as, or rather, Yamir Satura-san made the main key design, but then PR put it to a reference sheet, which is where I really continued to make things get going. And then same thing onwards for the reference sheet for the Maid model now, on how PR was, of course, the lead key artist when it came to it then. And then it all just came down to Yamir Satura-san parsing everything out and putting everything in its place then, when it came to it. Then, of course, Zoe came on and finished things out, but there's lots of things that happened on the interim then, just said. Because not only did my panels evolve, but my logos too. Because back then, this was the homemade logo that I made back in the day, which is made off free assets and like a nice Arial bold font when it came to it. This didn't last too long, or rather, this lasted for like a year or two before Flaney basically said, hey, you're getting a professional logo at the time, to where Celestial Dwarf was contacted out and made this lovely logo, which I use to this day. And same thing even with the old group of GaleForce back then. A free asset made in 2.0, and GaleForce, so let me bat things up here, because this is always a piece of lore that drops around, yet never gets explained in my Discord. GaleForce was the joke of me and Kaito NASA, one of my oldest friends since 2021 of VTubing, and we are both big esports heads. We love watching League of Legends, or League of Legends, some Apex, everything like that. Like, we watch a lot of esports together when it comes to it, and we made the joke of, hey, once we're famous and popular, maybe we should try to get sponsored by a team or so. Well, we thought, we might as well sponsor ourselves, and started. And so the Fire Emblem fan in me decided to make GaleForce when it comes to it then, as a joke on the skills, of course, when it comes to it, of GaleForce in-game, which is, if you kill a unit, then you get to move again. And I thought that with the people that we recruit around, if one of us ends our streams, then hopefully you'll be able to jump from one member of GaleForce to another members of GaleForce stream. And, you know, keep that work going on then. So, back then, teasers were made of the first 5 founding members of GaleForce back then. Kaito, as you see in his old design, Flanny, me in my 2.0, and then Shadow and Airy. Now, to be fair, if I want to really talk about things that have aged badly, GaleForce absolutely is there, because it's not the level of shoujo now, but it's really just people, you know, like, we are all across the world when it came to for our nationalities, and also views, and there's, like, to keep it short, political stuff did drive things around to where it's like, yeah, you can know people as friends from gaming, but you don't know how they are, and that's simply how it broke. So the group is sadly basically defunct when it comes to it, and it's really just kind of like a few friends saying like hi or sharing art when it comes to it, but it is a shining memory for me of what I would say is my first ever established friend group, and what set a precedence for how I want to build a community, because GaleForce absolutely sadly does suffer from first child syndrome of, alright, made friends in a big ass community, or rather like just brought in people from every community outwards, and well, it kind of blew up in our face on that end, because I didn't really necessarily vet people, and I just wanted to vibe, and that's just how it went. But that's enough group politics. Fact is, at least from 90% of the people that have entered the server or so, I've had good experiences with, and they've at the very least said that they've been good when it comes to as well. But there is still, like, once again, that's why I like to have these history streams, because as much as that was flailing around when it comes to it, one, I'm not embezzling money. I'm too poor to do that. I'm too poor in both knowledge, nor would anybody give money to me on that side when it comes to it then. And two, like, this is, once again, my history. I would not be the VTuber that I am today without having these experiences and all. Yeah, it's growing pains when it comes to it then, Zoe. And you and I understand especially so, since you used to be a part of it and left it for, you know, once again, there's a lot of things that people do not see eye to eye to, and that's just how the wind breaks. But there were a good amount of memories that did come to it, because there are a lot of friends that I had made fan art of it all. I think some of the best ones, of course, when it comes to it, would be PR making the GaleForce posters back from the first group incarnation, movie poster a la endgame style of the first grouping and all. Once again, hey, spy how many people are actually in graduation or that I get to talk to about on a daily basis when it comes to it then. Ah, yikes. But anyway then, this was because my birthday is on July 24th, but GaleForce was founded 1 year in 2021, so around 1 year anniversary or so, on June 19 then, and that's always been designated as that birthday then. And also, if you take a close look at that too, hey, who's that lovely lady that made this artwork too? Do you spy that logo in the top? That's PR again! It's PR! I can't stop commissioning her. This is actually a problem. But not only did BR make this early incarnation of GaleForce when it was 8 members strong when it came to it, but she made 2 posters actually. From both back then and more modern day when it comes to it, of basically everybody's updated designs at the time or so, plus the newer members that we had gotten over the years, because it started with, once again, 5 people, then we got a few others around, like me, Franny, Kaito, Aries, Shadow, then we got a few more that came around. It was Fairway who rebranded to Echo in that time or so. Shadow became Vibrant Shadow, of course. We brought on Kaylee, Annie, and Kiza, and then alongside Z and Sue, so that's Z and Cheryl at the bottom when it comes to it, and I'm as well too, as you can kind of see. This was before we had a few other people around, but also others did drop in and out at the time. But the biggest things that I'd have to say about it is that it did really teach me more about how, yes, I can have friends online, but there's a lot more dynamics when it comes to it, or rather, like, I can't please everybody, have everybody in the same group, and instead, growing pains and overall. But it brought upon beautiful pieces of art like this, or one of my favorites is the old GaleForce Christmas picture. Done by Anahi, the god of fortune. This is one of my favorite pieces of art that I've ever had made, just due to how, 1, it's a group collage, 2, you get to see basically everybody in what is a very nice session. Now granted, this piece was made and then everything blew up, and GaleForce basically is just kind of a dead server, as it always has been now, so Sag, on one end, press F to pay respects, but 2, this was a really high point, because Christmas has always been very nice, because back then we used to do Secret Santas between all the members when it came to it, both community and official members, I say in parentheses, when really, it's just a group in name. It's not that we were being sponsored to put around. I just, like, the logo's funny for branding purposes and also for monikers, but nothing too much more than that. But just, my heart it's both like forged in joy and cracks knowing like how it used to be back then. But then again, that was COVID era when everybody was only online, and therefore I feel like I was a lot closer to the people in general then. And now things have of course changed around. Lives are already there, but fact is, everybody who has been, still is, or has left GaleForce when it comes to it then, they're mostly doing well or finding their ways in their lives, and I can't be happier for all of them. Considering how this brainchild was between Kaito and I. Kaito's doing wonderfully on his side of sim racing when it comes to it. I'm, of course, here. And Franny, as our manager, you know, still gets to interact and keep up with the members who have left in a healthy way. And I can't get over that any more than that overall. I'm just happy that that's just how, you know, like, the cookie has happily crumbled in a good way on, despite, once again, the misgivings and how things have changed around when it comes to it. We've come away a lot more we've come away in a healthy way to take this now. But of course, this takes us now to what is modern day Chartreuse Proxy, everybody, complete with the newest round of panels, as we're kind of seeing here. Well, I say seen here, you can look down in the bottom right, of course, and you'll see what I'm talking about then, because we have these panels all nice and updated around. I don't need to pull this up on stream when it comes to it, but there is a lot, there's a lot of love showcasing both my motif on how being the maid of GaleForce and branding wise, I really want to show that off with all my love, and also get to really showcase how much work that I put into this stuff here. Because oh my goodness gracious, that special program announcement was 2 months to make out of my life. Now granted, this was not the biggest editing project that I've ever had to do. Those go out to Ein's birthday in Valhalla, and also preparing for like my debuts when it comes to it then. So I can also include like my initial debut trailer that I had made for my Maid model, which was 2 years ago. Because it was December, because I released it on New Year's basically, streamed that and debuted that on New Year's. And also, well, there's a lot of effort that's been gone into some of my shorter form videos when it comes to it then. But I am happy to have this as my newest age when it comes to it then. Because not only do I get to really showcase the, like, one, my hilarity when it comes to it then for the lengths that I'll go. Because, like, first and foremost, for those of you that may not be in the know when it comes to it, the special program announcement is a parody. This is a parody that I did of the special program announcement of what the Hoyoverse games do. And if you don't know what I'm talking about when I say Hoyoverse, that is Honkai Impact the Third, Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, and everything like that, because they announced those as part of what is a special program announcement. To where it is basically a little preview stream that comes around, showcases what's going to be going on in the new edition, or the new volume, the new update of the game or so, and has the little chibi models of the, of the characters talking like with the voice actors, showcasing what's new and everything like that or so. And well, yeah, modules, exactly so. Also
other hidden functions, which I think is pretty sick. Like, for example, after reading through 11 pages, beat her when she can fire so many bullets at once, and we can only go one at a time.
Yeah, like, I made this as a joke. Like, I made the whole special program as a joke to parody, once again, these announcements, because Genshin does this. If I looked up Honkai Star Rail, they do this now, and I guess Genshin was the one that started it overall then when it comes to it. But it is still Hoyoverse Games overall that does these here, and showcasing new additions to the game, having character chibis talk and everything like that or so, and that's how I built it overall. I mean, I already titled it exactly so. Honkai Star Rail version 3.4 for the sun is set to die. Ooh, cool, magnanimous. Chartreuse Proxy 4.1, half decade of hearts ablaze. Yeah. 5-year anniversary edition or so, and yeah, you're seeing exactly, because, especially so I played Genshin back in the day, Flanny does too, and also PR as well, actually, when it comes to it. I felt that was one of the perfect ways to connect all three of us together in the project, and Ein too. Well, no, Ein doesn't play Genshin, but I included him, of course, as our third co-host, and exactly so, just keep that as a full parody, going from additional things, of course, such as me having the gacha banners, to also, hey, y'all, for you here, this way, like, for all you gacha game players, of course, you want to get free rewards, coupons, and everything like that or so, and this intermission stream is I think, one of my favorite jokes that I did, because on these types of streams or so, they usually have, like, 1 to 3 intermission periods, as you can see here, of redemption codes to give out in-game rewards, be it money or, of course, premium currency and everything like that or so. And when Ein in the special program was going on about how this, this is, first and foremost, as you saw right there, this is limited edition, this is limited only until the end of tonight, the 24th, so if you're watching the stream right now, you can redeem this code by DMing me or typing it in the Discord, because, yes, I do unironically plan on having a yapping stream, and you can choose what I talk about when it comes to it. I'm going to commit to the bid, and nobody has DM'd me about it yet. Guys, if you are a gacha game player in any retrospect at all or so, this is free real estate, and nobody's messaged me about this or so. What are you doing? That's 100 free Stardust that you're getting and 10 free brooches. You kidding me? This is premium materials and nobody's messaged this at all? Man, you guys suck. And we have the first one for tonight then. Alrighty, I'm finally getting people getting on in. How did nobody message me about this earlier? I feel like this is a slam dunk of a joke. I mean, to be fair, not everybody plays Goyoverse games when it came to it then. But, like, I thought somebody would take the bait. Like, okay, yeah, once again. Out of, like, the people who still play Genshin in my group and all, there isn't too many. Same with Honkai Star Rail. But I thought that, you know, cultural osmosis would bring it to the point where people would actually, like, you know, jump on it. Oh, jeez. Well, I'll do a little raffle at the end of this here, and I'll see how things go. You're getting gas? This isn't gaslighting! This is just me making a cultural inference based on how popular the IPs are! Ah, goodness gracious. Anyway then. But yeah, it was made to parody everything like that or so. So, like, you saw, not only did I record myself in VR chat, lovingly, to have, to parody, like, you know, like, the cool, like, 2D graphics that they have on the Redemption Toad screens. But I literally just, like, almost, like, copy-pasted word for word, like, redemptions are limited, so act fast. Redemptions are limited, so act fast. Only one redemption code allowed per account and everything like that. so that was exactly so. And I did keep that going there. But other things that I did joke on is, like, yeah, voiceover intro, like, before the program starts or so. I planned on maybe doing a trailer in VR when it came to it overall, to try to, you know, mimic, like, a character trailer and all. And I considered doing that on the Gacha banner too, but I ran out of time because I had to take care of Ayn, who was vacationing in town for the weekend. Because, one, this would be the first time I get to meet Ayn IRL, so when it came to it, I really just had to devote my time to taking care of him. So instead, I just had the little voiceover intro when it came to it. And I think I outdid myself with the freaking intro joke, because first and foremost, whenever they introduce the host or so, of course they introduce themselves as both the actual voice actor and the character that they play. And I went a step further on it, of, like, you know, alright, it's me, it's Chartreuse Proxy, your wonderful wind maid. Hello, Mario. Cruiser, my stream name, of course, so, de la Cruz, yay. I came over to Ian Folsom himself, and Franny is just Franny. There's no voice actor behind it. She's always just been Franny. She's been here the whole time. I laughed uncontrollably when I first thought of the joke when it came to, and then now, well, I absolutely understood the assignment and jumped on it. So I'm pretty happy with that joke overall. And that's just something that stuck with me. But yeah, there's just been, like, that was something that I loved. And then as you see here, yeah, they have, like, their little sitting streams where they have and then talk about the updates or, you know, the gameplay changes and everything that comes around to, of course, from the lovely little chibis. And, well, I had that alongside a little stream topic marker for everything that I went over throughout all of these years or so, which I still love. Also, I failed to mention that during the when I was doing my 3.0 stuff, I snapped Unagi Agi before they really blew up in popularity, and I'm so glad that I did so, because one, the 3D model is super high quality, and two, goddamn, she's literally booked for like an entire year. Like, you don't know it, right? I keep looking at her stuff, and I'm like, I wonder if I want to see if I can get Ayn to have his model or something. Nope, she's booked for a year, dude. Like, unironic. She really has this little posted out on her, like, Trello page, and my goodness gracious. Holy crap. But with that, let's see here. The gacha stuff I did want to once again make the trailers for, but it never came around to it. And there was a lot, like, I wish I could have made the trailers for that, but I ran out of time when it came to, just on the basis of I had to take care of Ayn and all. And also, going back to the little joke that I had of, yeah, talking about, yeah, if you just give me a month or two, going back to that picture again, on how everything took all of this time here. You want to see the editing timeline that I had to put up with, that I made here? It's not as bad as Valhalla's editing timeline, of course, here, but this is a monster of a piece here. Look at all those clips. Granted, I was working with GIFs, so I had to really do a lot of small clips or so, but oh, goodness gracious. Thank you, Shotcut, for not slowing down too much. But, oh, that was a lot of graphics and everything I had to prepare, and I'm already working on it. It's already taking, like, maybe like a gig or two of all the save files I have in Krita and everything like that or so. Oh, my goodness gracious. Props have to go out once again to PR when it comes to for absolutely being the biggest queen of hearing me out on the special program announcement when it comes to it then, and delivering in spades for showcasing everything, for doing all the model stuff that I wanted. And these little chibis will be the most wonderful team that I'll get to show off for the future then, for whenever I don't, for I'm going to be in VR chat, for instance. And, well, more PR love, more PR content on my side. But if I keep going through, so that's all of my history when it comes to it then, and if I find that one history image and I parse it out again, there's a lot of love that I've had poured out throughout these 5 years, and once in my growth, I'm still very happy about. Because if I zoom ahead on that once again, I never thought that I'd actually be close to 1K on YouTube. I wish I had more on Twitch, but that's just how the wind breaks, you know? Not a lot of people are going to be able to watch all my Twitch streams, considering how this is a degenerate time at 8 p.m. at night already on its own. But, and to be fair, my recorded content does way better on YouTube, both for residuals and also effort put into it, and how you can always find the VODs there. People were used to finding VODs on YouTube because Twitch VODs are, unfortunately, a good bit obtuse and don't work the best necessarily when it comes to it. But, my goodness gracious, my growth on YouTube has been a lot more than I ever expected it to be. Because one, I never expected to be popular to an extent of having people who found me and stood my content. And two, at the same time as well, there's also, like, a lot of people who I guess would consider not just, like, stans, but the SIMP squirrels in my pants were that you can't say on Twitch, otherwise you'll get taken down or so, that did find me organically and have really stood by my content and really enjoy me as a personality. Because if you really want to start on that side, then Flanny was one of the first bads that I ever got. She found me back in my 1.0 days, hilariously, when I played Epic Battle Fantasy, and well, she's been one of my most stalwart supporters ever since then. And if I want to expose her a little bit, I can absolutely showcase the amount of fan art that I've gotten with her, because there is a lot, baby girl, there is a lot of fan art that we've gotten throughout the years. I say expose, but like, there's so much just PR art that we've just commissioned back and forth for each other when it comes to it then. We've had so much love thrown around that we've just tossed back and forth to each other. Because it was back like from when like Skeb first started off back then, and people were just like mashing them out, buying them up so much back then. Because look at our 1.0 stuff back then. That's so cute. Oh my goodness. A 1.0 models back then together, to then us trading off things like Rizatelli with the person who got us together then, Ferna, back in the day. Oh, what loveliness. So look at all of us in the 1.0s back then. To then me starting to commission PR for the lovely words, so our anniversary image of, look at that lovely little height difference that we had back then. Gods. I remember making a whole anniversary slideshow of Wayne and I for our 3rd year, but it's got a lot of personal stuff, like personal old artwork too, that really was old school back then. Us here with Smitheroony, one of our earliest friends back then, I remember back in the day. And then of course, more date photos and whatever. So like for example, us at an aquarium, because this has always been Friday's dream date to go with me, and in her own words, she'd like to read all the plots ahead of me at the aquarium. That way she can showcase her knowledge, and that way she's super smart. And look at that, guess who it is? That is PR right there, of course, again. God, we love PR so much. And then I think one of my favorites is my 3-year anniversary that I did with Flanny, because I commissioned Anahi, the Goddess of Fortune, who did like all of my visual novel sprites, to do what I considered I love across the years. Because even with us being long distance, we absolutely still love and enjoy ourselves so much. And because Flanny's always been the same elf throughout the years, of course elf's long lifespan, I'm just a normal human but I thought it was one of the sweetest things that I could do for her if I could get a little bit of a collage of drawings, 1, 2, 3 all together like this or so, where it's all of us throughout all the incarnations, just dancing, whiling the nights away. And I think this is one of my favorite commission pieces I've ever gotten. Because if I could put all 3 of these side by side, and by that I mean I'm going to pull up Bitsor and put them side by side, you get to see how it's always been us at the end of days together. And I could not be happier with how it turned out. And it's really just a testament to, once again, if not for me VTubing at all to begin with, I would not be in the situation, in the happy situation that I am now. I would not have all the friends, all the loved ones that I've made throughout the years, quite frankly. And it's just weird to say that this has absolutely changed my life, considering how it's, I'm 25 this year. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a secret when it comes to it, but just what's a better way to put it? It's sobering to think that for a fifth of my life, I've been an online personality. And not just an online personality necessarily, but I've been an inspiration to people, which I said it thinking nicely if in a pipe dream, I would be able to be an inspiration to people, but I have genuinely changed so many lives without even realizing it back in the day. And well, just with how things are, I am just, once again, I am so blessed that I could be a lovely impact on people and really get to showcase that overall in everything that I do, from me showing my appreciation through all of my stream, all the stream love that I'm gushing about right now, because I'm going to keep gushing about people. If you feel like you haven't been gushed about yet, oh, best be prepared to be embarrassed now in just a second, people. Okay, let me pull this up. Let us go to Bitsor, please. Look at all 3 of these together. Oh my goodness gracious. I love this collage so much, because really, me having 3 designs in my life, it's been an evolution of absolutely how I feel like I've treated myself. On my 1.0, I told myself the Maids of Mishaps mastering her magic, because it's your Maids of Mishaps mastering her magic one day at a time, Chartreuse Proxy. Because there was so much stream stuff. It was my first time I ever did recorded content, either recorded or live, and I just treated it as kind of hobbyism when it came to it. Then I started reading more into things. Now granted, do I ever hold the kayfabe on my character? No, because as much as I could love to keep this voice, I don't feel like putting the energy in. Streaming's already my relaxing time when it comes to it then. But yes, Jenna, you see it. It goes from morning to afternoon to almost kind of evening sun setting already at the time throughout. And it's just a lovely dance progression, because you see how Flanny leads on through in each of the pieces. And I'm just taking stride and step, and I have not grown a single inch throughout all of those years and generations. But truly, she has been my rock by my side when it comes to it, and I just love her so much, and I can't thank her enough when it comes to it. Hilariously, once again, one of the biggest allures to me back then was from the Epic Battle Fantasy series, which is a childhood series of mine that I played, made by Matt Rosette, and by this lovely composer here, this Angel Ferna, who is one of the first people I ever actually did collabs with back in the day or so. I played Hunt Showdown with them, and that's how Flanny found me. It even inspired what I would consider to be the coolest moniker of mine back then, the Wind to Thy Wings. Because if I'm the maids at beck and call, Ferna is the angel really descending from above, and I am the one giving strength and love and power to. The wind to thy wings. Wind, bottom, wings, up top, of course, exactly, so is what I'm referring to. This was made by that guy Boopy, who's done wonderful art in the past or so, and I'd love to commission more when it comes to it. And this was once again, you can see 1.0 model back in the day, but if this is still, of course, also one of my favorite pieces too that I've got to say, but just how it looks overall. And well, it started off Franny and I's real relationship together when it came to it, for really pushing, for really both giving each other's gifts back and forth and showcasing all the love that we can in both artwork and how connected we are from all our friend groups. Because I know Ferna did retire from VTubing then, and then was reborn now as ZNSU as a secret not kept anymore when it came to it. Then there is lots and lots and lots of love that is poured through. So instead, Flanny. This here was from Lapis, who got this as a GaleForce Christmas gift of mine, actually, then. To where this is like a in-war meeting of me first meeting Flanny, praying at her cathedral back then. And I love this so much. Look at us! Oh my goodness, we're so cute together. We're so cute. Oh, I'm in love again. I'm in love. There is so much art that I could keep posting, but Ferna was a integral part of how I first grew up when it came to it then. Freddy got to come along from Ferna on that side, and there's been, and we've made so many memories together on that side again. On that note, when it comes to it, Flanny's also made a lot of the designs. She was a big key artist in my 2.0 and my 3.0 to 4.0 onwards. And I already talked about it before, but I have to gush about the art mamas. The art mamas deserve the gush. This piece here was once again made by Anahi, and it features all three of the key artists, of course, when it comes to it then. So PR, that is Yamio Satora-san, and Zoe, when it comes to it. And of course then, you know, I really talked about how PR was concept artist, Yamio Satora-san was rigging, and then Zoe was wiring. But you're here, Zoe, so prepare. This is your gush session when it comes to it, and also me showing off my rigging and all. What have you done to me? Like, positively, the bounce is so nice in the physics and everything like that or so. The smoothness of how everything looks. Look at the arms, they flail, they move so much or so. Look at, like, yeah, the boat goes all the way around, and the apron shifts too. The hair is, once again, wonderful. Just shake it off, actually, when it comes to it. And you included smaller details in my updated rigging or so that I never really got to mention out. Like, yeah, just that little a-hode bit to go with the fact that you've updated my eyebrows so much so that they are more responsive and move more natural like a human face. I cannot thank you more than enough for that as well. And of course, you know, facial updates overall, because with me reacting on video games and all, just my shrinking eyes are so good, but also the smoothness on how everything looks. Because like we talked about, there's a lot of patch notes which I should have shown off, but I lost the time to edit. Because when I went on about talking about the patch notes, both the jokes and the fates, there's a lot of stuff that I would have loved to show off a lot more, but I didn't get a chance to necessarily do so. And I wish I had that on stream, but once again, ran out of editing time because there's stuff I need to do with Iron or so. And also, I need to beat allegations here, people. I asked for something that a lot of people always drew issue with on my rigging side or so. They always, whenever people have showcases or anything like this or so for V2 models or so, there's one thing that you always showcase when it comes to it. It's like, oh yeah, the physics, you know, little waiver and everything like that or so. You're like, you know, how good does your model move around, all physics and everything? Because this is a full body, not a half body, not like, you know, a headshot basically when it comes to it or so. I move so flowingly now that it's actually insane how much work has been put into it. Zoe's done so much in making each individual hair strand look so good too, dude. Like, it's so beautiful. And you wanna know one thing that a lot of people questioned when I had my 3.0 model back 2 years ago? Where's physics? Where's physics? I asked for no physics because that's not my content. I asked for not too much back then because, quite frankly, I didn't want that to be the key. If I was gonna have something, it'd be like head up, bust up, and that would be where it'd be. Well, I'm showcasing more of it now. I'm gonna be bust up from now on so you can see more of the model in any of my videos. And quite frankly, I asked for bounce. You're welcome here, people. You're welcome. You're getting a little bit of that. I can showcase a little bit more, but I feel like I'm gonna get run through for being like, oh, Cruzy, how crude of you. I can turn it off, too! It's gone now! I'm back to my normal self, so quite frankly, the allegations are beat, I have cage, I have bounce. You're not gonna hear the end of it from me now. I'm too powerful for your sake. Imagine the revenue you could get from physics. Well, if I wanted to get more revenue on that side, then I'll just change my 3D model in VRChat to have a swimsuit, and then I'd bounce around when it comes to it then. Okay, but a jittery boob tie was the funniest thing I been asked so far. What? To quote myself when it comes to it. Yeah, like, we're in a voice call when we're going over this stuff here, and to quote myself, you know, can you just give me, like, water balloons unironically? I need to put that in quote notes, hold on. I should put that in quotes, so let me clip that out first and foremost. Fuck, like, oh, goodness gracious here. I'm beating the allegations, and so many people would say, how are you not getting when it comes to it then? But goodness gracious. Fact is, once again, there's a lot of love that I could pour in, because there's lots of smaller things that I really love about your updated ratings though. Like, once again, like, yeah, the fact that, like, you paid attention to how on my bangs, my hairpins are all on different strands of hair when it comes to it is actually such a small detail that's always been in my ref sheets. Yeah, it's overlooked, and it's not like it's the biggest deal, rather, I can count so many times when people forget the hairpins entirely when it's my entire gosh darn marketing and my Oishi Mart. And it pisses me off on how it keeps happening. I'm not pissing the people, so that's understandable. It's just really 3 stars. But like, how does it keep happening? So the fact that you got to pay special attention to that so much is so sweet as well. Or like, I turn my head so much when it comes to it that my bangs just, you know, tussling, moving a little bit more is so cool. Or you said it too already on your own end, like with your updated models of things like the little shadow that I get from like leaning my head down, or like how you can see my net shading is going more when it comes to that then. That is such small details that I would never get to appreciate unless I've been with you on your entire way of rigging, and seeing how much love that you've gotten to pour into it. From that, from Taito, from, you know, all of your other projects you've gotten to share with me all on your time, both in-house and our friends or out. It's so much love. Like, once again, the skirt is a marvel. The fact that, like, you know, like, even with the fact that it bounces around so much more, especially the apron with how much it slides, and yet the celestial design is still moving, is still sparkling and everything there, like, that's, I'm in love so much. I'm in so much love. It is ridiculous how in love I am. Like, it's the fact that I get to use this model every day from now on, you don't know how much mileage I'm going to get out of this, and how just how happy I am. Because with this being my other half of my this is half of my life. First half is my IRL obligations, my job, my work, well, my jobs, my family stuff and everything like that. And then my other half, of course, goes out to my cosplay side, my gaming side, and then streaming as a part of it or so. The fact that I get to feel what I feel is performing my very best every day, thanks to all these updates or so, and getting to really celebrate what is quite literally a fifth of my life in such a nice and exuberant way, and seeing myself physically grow. That's the worst way to put it. I'm still 5'2", but grow in love and appreciation for the people who brought me here, and also grow in, like, the numbers on, once again, the side of people interacting with my content, quite frankly, or my YouTube, or well, I guess YouTube is probably, like, point still stands when it comes to it then. There's so much that I am so happy for, and I think the biggest thing that I want to bring the biggest attention is the special thanks to, because there's a lot of people that I didn't get to go over with in the special programs, otherwise it would take 30 minutes. So instead, I'm going to take 30 minutes to go over all of these lovely figures. But first and foremost, I'm getting water, so give me 2 seconds on this. Because if you weren't ready for a gush session, oh, you weren't ready yet. Alright, beverage obtained. Who's ready for gushing? Who's ready for gushing? Alright. I'm gonna pull up pictures and everything like that for all of these wonderful, wonderful people too as well. So, I'm really just gonna go down the list when it comes to it then. Lumichu. Lumi is one of the first people that I've ever had the pleasure of getting to interact with on a good spectrum when it comes to it. Because they are one of the first people that I've also collabed with ever at all, quite frankly. So if I pull things up on my YouTube channel, if I search by my oldest page stuff and all, I'm pretty sure I have them on one of my things. And if I don't have them, then that's totally fine too. I could have sworn that I did, that I had them on one of your... Maybe it's underneath my live streaming category. Is it underneath my live stream? No. Okay, well, Lumichu Twitch. Hello, even. Oh, it's been a little bit since I've seen you too, brother. I hope you're doing well. But yes, Lumi. Lumi is a huge content creator. Like, holy crap, this girl is so successful. She is a VR chat streamer when it comes to it first and foremost. But we used to do art streams together. Oh, thank you, advertisements, very cool. We used to do art streams together, trading things off when it comes to it. And there has been so much love poured back and forth. Because I feel like if there's like a Twitch sub that I would toss around at any time ever at all from my Amazon Prime, my Prime sub, it is always to Lumi. Almost always when it comes to it. She's been one person from 2021 that has always been with me as a friend. And although I don't get to hang out with her besides being in her chat or interacting with her on like my social media stuff when it comes to it or so, we have absolutely always been close together, been able to give out love to each other then when it comes to it. And quite frankly, we've had lots and lots of memories throughout the years. Let me see if I can pull up in my panels and friends. Where is Lumi? Yes! I still have her old model stuff and everything like that too. Yes, let me pull this up on stream. Look at that. She does a lot of VR chat content when it comes to it now. Like, it's always just like a lot of just chatting with her big communities and everything like that. And she's also full furry when it comes to it now, of course too. I'm not saying that derogatory, I'm just saying it's like that's just how she looks now. But she was the first person I really did art trade streams with and all, and I got to make lots and lots of love and connection with and all, everything like that. Even if you haven't popped in a while even, I still get to see you around, of course, either liminally from friends or friend groups, Discord, of course, when it comes to it then, or if I see you on the stream on Twitch or so, you know, or it's always come around, so I'm just glad that you got to come around, especially on the stream or so. Yeah, Lumi's been always a cornerstone and one of my closest friends, even though it's like, it's one of those friends, you know, to where even though you don't get to talk and your lives have, like, as often and your lives have diverged in many different ways, you still hang out with each other so much and you still get to showcase the love and all with that or so. Iroh Guppy and then a little bit in second column, Hirokawa Yuno were part of the very first ever, were the people who I collabed with the first ever in my life. If I sort by my videos, and I go back then, you can see right here, all the way back then, this was my first ever collab stream. August 16, 2020, back in the day. This was Guppy and here, Tana. Listen, I've talked about how Guppy, or like, here, Yuno's gone. He's out of the VTubing scene. I have no idea what he's doing nowadays or so. And then Guppy has also basically like, she basically just keeps to, my bad. They mostly keep to themselves in their Discord when it comes to it overall. They don't stream anymore, or rather, not as frequently besides for like charity stuff when it comes to it. But these were the first people I ever streamed with back then or so. And I did many other streams with them too, such as the famed Don't Starve Together stream, which would be the next person I'd hit onto then, of Akane Chiba, right underneath back then. And I think this is also exactly so for when everything starts burning down, if I remember correctly. Because Don't Starve Together is a wonderful game. It's a very, very wonderful game. Omega lol. But This was back in the day. It was us four all together, chilling out, having a good time. And if I'm gonna be real, Akane is once again one of like 5 people from my very first year of VTubing in 2020. Once again, this is September 6th, that I still am friends with to this day, and I am still so happy to have that connection, both with them and like some of their friends around, because I still get to hang out with them in their VR side, and it's just, it's so nice. I love them so much, and it's so weird to be able to both see myself in my old content, such as me without my hairpins back then, just 2020 Cruzy was, it's liminal not seeing me without my Oshi mods. But Kane's always been a stalwart friend. They've helped me around a lot with the with the VR chat side and the 3D side when it comes to it. And also exposing me to a lot of VR chat with a lot of VR games, virtual reality games in general or so. And the times that I especially so get to see them pop in is so nice. Listen, it is absolutely an old trend that you get to see overall. Chick and Metsu. Oh, baby girl. Where do I begin with these two jokers here? I first found them when it was... so, I was first friends with them back for Apex Legends. Back when, once again, the Apex Legends kit was all around when it came to it then. It was encapsulating all the friend groups. And they were a stable group of friends that I got to go around with any and all time or so. Big thing though is that jumping off from Akane's side of teaching me about VR chat or so, I then started to teach them around the wonders of virtual market. So this was a wonderful time to where we really got into VR chat as a big group, and I still hang out with them in their Discord and the Chitcord as a VR chat group or so when it comes to it. They are, or rather, they were both horror VTubers and everything like that or so. Chit is part of the greater group. Chit is part of a greater purpose in helping organize WSJ and a lot of fighting game stuff when it comes to it for the BlazBlue side, of course. And Metsu, of course, also is their lovely partner. Also horror VTuber and also huge wrestling fans. I still need to join them on some of their times. If you two ever watch this stream back, mark my words, I will join you one of these days. It's just too busy. But sadly, Itsumetsu passed away in a very big grand graduation stream that I was a part of, and now it's just the ghost of Itsumetsu. So it's just Chit that streams nowadays now. But they are still lovely. I get to go around with them on VChats, just like how earlier just this week, I went around with them again. Because this is a trend that's gone on for the past 3 years now, weirdly to say. Just if I find an updated one. Okay, that's a solo exploring thumbnail right there. Hilariously. This is a group thumbnail. Hey, guess what? It's same group picture again, but it's 1 year later, and guess what? It's me and the Maid model from 2023 to 24. Ooh la la. Wonderful cornerstones. I consider a good second family group when it comes to it. Played so many games, been you know, friends for a good, this is now 3, going on almost 4 years when it comes to it then, ever since I joined on their, you know, in their Discord or so. And well, just always good friend group to just get to jump around, ping with, and I've made so many people, friends with so many people from there onwards. Serena Penguina and Rika Reedman. Where do I start with Serena? I think the best way to put it is that we started as what I considered back then as debut sisters. So, this was this is I think the second piece of PR artwork that I ever got when it came to it then, which was what I considered to be my sisters all together back in the first year of my VTubing and all. So, back to back, it's me and Gran, my IRL sister. To the left is Cobalt Puppy, another VTuber to where I haven't checked in with her in a while. Right, and by that I mean years, but I consider her my debut sister because we debuted on the same day, started streaming on the same day, and I was, you know, trying to make friends on social media because it was the first time I'd ever used social media, so there was that, but we became good friends and whatever when it came to that, very cute. And then Serena was what I considered my model sister back then, because she used another model made by Yameo Sakura-san, and we just kind of hit it off from there when it came to it. Serena, of course, then went on to use a myriad of different models overall in that time and has blown up to be a huge content creator on their side. But I believe I've also done some, I believe I've also done some old school collabs with them too, if I stroll through my pages or so. Now, would I be able to say that I remember doing that stuff with them? I don't know. But I'm going to dig. I'm going to dig a lot. Okay, well, this is getting the description of Dorchester. Hey, what though? There's Virtual Market back in the day. Hold on, we're gonna quit that and take a look. Hey, it's Chicken Metsu again. Wouldn't you know it? Us, it's 4 nouns. This was Imperial New York. Oh my goodness gracious. I am getting so many memories from this. But yeah, this was lots and lots of memories back in the day and on the old overlays. But going on to that, Serena Penguina. They are a wonderful, I don't have my Twitter account anymore, so I don't know if it's gonna let me view it. Okay, I'm just gonna get to see this page here. There we go. I was trying to get to the Twitch rather than that. But they've grown so much on their side when it comes to it. They do a good amount of variety content, and I still get to pop in on them every now and then. And even though we don't get to, even though we don't share, thank you ads, even though we don't share a model mama or anything like that or so anymore now or so, I still consider her a wonderful old friend of mine too, and also somebody who helped to be a big catalyst in my growth in connections as well as creativity spectrum, and we both kind of bounced off on each other's end when it came to. Serena got new ideas for designs on how she got to go onwards when it comes to, yes, she's playing the horse game, and I got to find many more friends out of that end, such as also Rika. Rika Reedman, who is their own lovely partner when it comes to it. And also, and we've got to connect on lots of sides of the visual novel spectrum, hilariously enough, when it comes to it, or also just chatting in general. Thank you, ads. Very, very, very cool. So I consider them a good package deal together, kind of like Chicken Metsu, to where I both enjoyed the company on their own, just one-on-one, or also together with their partners. And they are just fun, wonderful people that I've had the pleasure of acquaintance. Both also in 2D and in 3D on the VR spectrum. I've hung out with them in good VR chat groups enough as well too, which is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful funny enough then. Going on to that, D3 damage. Oh, D3. You are an interesting case, because you are one of the people that's come into my community only in the past year when it comes to it overall, but we've connected and cross-collaborated through so much, quite frankly, in the past when it comes to it, in the past year overall, because you started coming on my omegastrikers content, and then we've both gotten each other into so many different spectrums when it comes to overall on that side of so. I've gotten to introduce things to you such as Toho Lost Branch of Legend. You've gotten to introduce me to your lovely community server of things like on the art side for both trades, and also getting to do things like I got to art model for your teaching stuff, which is so cool. You've done so much art for me, and you've traded off interest. Like once again, I've traded off Toho. You've traded off both a little bit more love for the omegastrikers side, and then onwards to Deadlock when that came around too, and we were both into that as well. I've given you Eternal Return when we were both really grinding that. Atlas Reactor and to an extent Evolve 2 are both there. Both liminally there when it comes to it. We love to gush games, we love to talk games, we love to play games. You are a wonderful beast of passion and also hard dedication and work. Because people think that I work hard, you churn out stuff so much, so easily. And I'm always in awe of that for both on your art side and also your productivity side. Or so if all of your horse game breakdowns in my Discord haven't annoyed the denizens of that soon enough, quite frankly, with how much dedication that you have. It's ridiculous, it's hilarious, but at the same time too, you are a wonderful newer member of my community. I'm saying that newer sounds like I'm Debbie Downing, but no, I'm not. You're just newer in comparison to people who've been stuck around with me more. But my goodness gracious, you have been with me for a long time. Comparatively, or rather, the amount of proximity that we get between each other, I guess is a better way to put it, is a lot closer. And I cannot thank you enough for all of the love that you have given me throughout the years, throughout the 2 years that we've known each other now. And I hope that we continue to do so. Going onwards, that's still the Debut Sisters. That is wrong thing. I was trying to click on Soul's portrait in my little VTube files. Soul. Come here, you scamp, you. You don't need introduction here. you're one of my IRLs. I literally just hung out with you 3 days ago when it comes to it. We've played so much. We've played Monster Hunter. We've played Helldivers. We played goddamn everything that we can when it comes together. You tried your hand at streaming a good amount of times or so, and you know, women really exist, women really don't when it comes to it. But the fact is, even though you can beat me up in real life, you don't, despite me being a Negro, and I can't thank you enough for that. Afterwards, Calvin, you and chat here. I am constantly perplexed by all the asinine stuff that you say here, Chief. But, okay, first and foremost, that is asinine that you say right there. I think most people can beat you up. I'd like to fight them! You wanna go? You wanna go? And second off, you've been here quite literally almost all of my VTubing. You also came on when Ferna at everyone in the Epic Battle Fantasy Discord saying that, hey, there's a cute VTuber streaming this game. Everybody should come on and check them out. Because that got me Franny, that got me people like Pyro, and that got me you. And you have always been here, keeping your watch streak as much as you can, despite my crashes ending it every now and then, which kind of sucks. But like, I unironically owe so much to you, despite me not being able to do much besides just give you exasperated reactions, but I don't know if that's really just all that you're going for with me when it comes to that side then, of how you have always just been here, no matter what. You just always just come, clock in, watch my stream, clock out, entertain, drive my metrics up for my viewership, for chatting in here. You're beloved, brother. Just know that. As much as I am always throwing shade at you, you've been here since my EBF stream, so that's 2021 time. And just thank you for being here. You're still here after 5 years too now. And it's wild. It's very wild. Capuchetti. You were about, I think, the second or third artist that I think I ever commissioned out when it comes to things or so. And you did lots and lots of early artwork of mine. Included things on that was things such as, I need to transform this to fit on the screen, my first idol outfit fan art that I commissioned out when it comes to it then, to things such as Cruzmates Proxy being a real thing back in the day. Ooh, oh, wow, look at that. Look at those cute outfits. And look at that bob cut hair that I had from my 1.0 intonation. Yeah, that really dates me on how far back this was back then when it comes to it. But you did that. You did like my casual outfit that Serena did for me back then, just about with that same cardigan, but more of a flowy skirt and everything like that or so. Sorry, I need to blow my nose. I'm unironically getting a little choked up remembering all of this. There's so much love. There's so much love I could go on about. But there's all of that too, to even on the Bunny Day, if you remember that as well. The Bunny Day thing that I asked for back then, of one of the first Stay fan arts I did, of look at that cute little bunny suit. That's so cute. That's so small. That's so sweet when it comes to it. Oh my goodness gracious. You were a very kindred soul. You are a very kind person overall. I hope that you're doing well with all that with everything back then from when I first met you in 2021. I just hope that, you know, you're living your life to the best. Now we go onwards to Anahi, the god of fortune. Where do I start with you? First and foremost, I'm gonna pull Firefox back up, because if I pull up the god of fortune, you are, of course, a very, very successful person in general when it comes to it. Considering how you did just celebrate 1 million views on your Genshin anime stuff, on your fan animations on things. I know like your JJK animatics have also gotten a lot of love. Oh, thank you, ads. That's wonderful. Quite frankly, you were a friend of a friend that joined onto GaleForce when it comes to it, and you have been an amazing artist that has done things such as all the visual novel sprites that like I've been able to leverage from like Ein and I's side when it comes to. You animate when it comes to it to a huge degree that you've gotten so much work and everything like that or so from let's say from Hoyoverse to bigger name voice actors like once again Pat Petrodaza, Atari Dark. The fact that you included Flanny and I in Atari Dart in the background on one of these shots. And also, the fact, well, not just that, you included GaleForce, like, GaleForce the group, as part of, you know, in Atari Dark, which is also just as cool, because there's so many cameos of us in it as well. And then once again, you've done things like my visual novel sprites when it comes to it then. You've done, you know, my lovely sprites, you've done Ein sprites, you've done Flaney sprites or so. Because, yes, this wonderful little stupid sprite. I love this stupid sprite so much. But you've done, like, you've done all of that when it comes to it. You've done Ein's, which is how I found you. All of his kind of like visual novel reaction sprites or so. You did Flanny sprites, which I find to be the cutest thing too. Look at how cute she is as well. To even doing sprites for like my IRL. So like, Anahi. Not Anahi, Carrie. You did her Sylvie sprites too for her Tumblr, which is amazing. Alongside things such as, once again too, you did like the beginning of what would have been the GaleForce Tarot deck, to also, I already guessed about it once, but I'll guess about it yet again. You did the Christmas spread. You did the little lovely Mama spread that I asked for back then. You did my 3-year anniversary of like all of those that I had with Flanny when it comes to it then. We already just talked about that too. You've just done so much work that I am always constantly enthused to see what you do for us and everything that you get to showcase off. And like, it just makes me so happy to see it all. And also, us in the background, GaleForce members in the background when it comes to it for an animated series by a voice actor. So like, it's so cute and cool. There's Annie and Ein in the background of that shot right there. There's Annie right there. There's Annie Yukihide, which I'll get onto in time. There's Ein drinking a Coke right next to her or something like that or so. And that's so cute. That's so cute. Yeah, that was Annie who got to make all of that stuff. No, that was Anna who got to make all of that stuff. I said Annie because I was sorting my words. And then I need to find where I am in the Twitch shots. Because there's like all these jump shots when it comes to it. Hold on. I'm Igor. Yeah! Oh! There we are! There we are! It's Franny and I! It's Franny and I in an independent series! I'm on TV, Mom! I'm on TV! It's such a small little cameo, but... My heart. It's so cool, it's so cool. And then like the previous episodes too, there's more cameos from people around when it comes to it as well. But, like, Anahi, you continue to do great work. The fact that you've had, like, the fact that you're still animating for Pat, and I got to meet Pat IRL, he's a wonderful, wonderful person when it comes to it too. Like, God, it's so cool! It's so cool, dude! And then, yeah, people getting to comment on Anahi's stuff too. It's like, it's so cool, it's so cool. Okay, enough Anahi stuff. We can keep going on for that for forever. Mary Harmonia. Mary. I'm going to cut this out. I'm going to send this to you, because you deserve a lot of flowers yourself when it comes to it. First and foremost, wonderful IRL friend of mine when it comes to it, of course, too. You have done lots of cool work as well. Big things is you've given me a lot of IRL stuff. You are a cosplay friend or so. I consider you, part of my extended family when it comes to it, so I feel like when we go off to cons, there is absolutely pairs of people that get to pair off like Carrie chances they're dating or prior other relationships or so. It's always us. We're stad together. We're just two best friends support each other through our fandoms. Take a sip of water. You have done so much cool art throughout the years, from giving me IRL when we just met 2 times ago my little personalized Iono sprite. When I say sprite, but like personalized Iono. Okay, sprite is not the right way. Like artwork is the better way to put it. Then when it comes to it, then for my Iono cosplay that I did in person for our Pokemon group, to doing small little things such as these little sketches for my for what's his face. For my Maid outfit and everything like that or so. It's so cool. I love it so much. And we've spent so much time together on everything, don't say everything IRL wise, from rhythm games to con stuff to everything in the middle of that and all. And it's love, 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 love. I want to do more things with you always. I want to be able to cosplay more, to gush about our fandoms more. And I think if I'm going to point out one thing that I love so much when it comes to it then as well, our 6-hour car rides where we get to talk fandom discourse is some of the funniest and most fun stuff that I get to while the times away. First and foremost, look at this wonderful art that this wonderful person does here. Mary is so cool. They are awesome. I love their sketches, and of course the Torian too. Like, look at that. That's so cool. That's so cool. That's a little Iono there too, for instance, when it comes to it. Then, and I pull up more of their personalized art, but I have to dig through my files though, so we'll get onto that in time. But like, Mary, know this. I love you so much, sister. We've spent so much good time together, and I hope that if we do get our December con together, we can continue this big entire trend of just us hanging, or just us chilling. There's never enough time to spend with the IRLs, and you are a treasured one, without a doubt then. Alright, Shadow, I've gotten to talk in detail about on some extent when it comes to it then, so let me pull up. I'm only going to pull up their current design when it comes to it then, because they also went through redesigns from the GaleForce side, and I haven't talked to them in a while. They only get to pop up really luminally then, so quite frankly, I want to respect how they might be looking, so let me pull up their sheet as soon as it loads. Vibrant Shadow, as you see here when it comes to it then. You were friend number 3 or 4 I ever made back then or so, and one of the founding members of GaleForce. We, exactly so, vibed together on some games back then in the day or so, and you were just always somebody to talk to when it comes to it. I have very vivid memories of us playing Terraria together, us two, quite frankly, because there is so much from the Ice States Chronicles to Burning Alive multiple times to just respawn, death and repeat. Same with the Battle Plot Theater that I played back then in the day with you as well. You were a huge progenitor of me getting to start to collab out to people back then in the day, and I just wish you the best considering how we don't get to talk too much when it comes to it nowadays or so. So you were integral back then in my initial growth, and I do just hope that you're doing the best that you can, mate. Hirakawa Yuno. Once again, like I said, where do I begin with this lot here? This was the second this was once again the first person I guess I paired Guppy and Yuno up together in one big batch when it comes to it then, but Yuno was the first to reach out to me on the side of collabing out and doing something at all when it came to be. Where is, there we go. Look at this man. Look at old school VTubing. That's 2020. That is old school models when it comes to it then. You first reached out to me about an Apex collab and said you might have a second friend to do so, if I recall, when it comes to it, that being Guppy. And then, well, yeah, it's went on from there. Continued to collab throughout miscellaneous games then. It was Apex, it was, Don't Starve Together. We did Fall Guys together, I think, too, as well. Onwards and onwards. And I know that you did retire, or like, you know, I don't know if like you retired, like when you retired, if you like reincarnated or do anything bad in like 2020 onwards or so, but you were the first friend that I ever collabed with, and I will hold you always near and dear in my heart back then. And also, I'll still never forgive you for burning us down and Don't Starve Together. Mark my words, I will become back my money one of these days. Chaito NASA. Oh, where do I begin with this guy here? Where do I begin with this bozo? Chaito, you and I are the ones who founded GaleForce back in the day back then, Chief. We were the ones that started everything back then. And nowadays, we don't get to connect too much, unironically. I think the last time I really get to talk was like... Did we talk about Horse Game? I don't... No, yes, you are playing Horse Game. You are playing Horse Game, but more often than not, you are more on sim racing when it comes to it on this side. But us getting to connect early on when it came to it on esports, once again, being one of the founding members of GaleForce, is dating me back then to how, like, I guess everybody had their own niche when it came to it then, but you have your own lovely community that you are part of when it comes to past GaleForce in your sim racing and everything like that. Or such, I've gotten to make other friends when it comes to Android Zero on that side, and I can't remember the name of the group that you are seeing as well. Chartreuse when it comes, yeah, the Twitch stream team when it comes to overall. I remember back when you were an esports AI back then, and now you are a proud racer, and also a cat boy, and also a brother of mine now. Haha. Wink, wink. Thank you, Zo. But, my goodness gracious, we go back so much. I wish we could hang out more, because there's a lot that we actually connect on to it, but times are just, different when it comes to for what we can do or so, but I would be remiss if I didn't admit to a little bit of embarrassment that getting to listen to y'all's group is kind of good ASMR to put myself to sleep to. Not saying that in a boring way, I should clarify myself too, but in like a good way, this is a nice comfortable stream way. This is a very comfortable stream way when it comes to it. Horse girls bring everyone together, tell that to the IRLs. Hey, if Zoe is still here, they probably are leaving soon, because every time I mention horse game, a little bit of their spirit dies inside. Alright, but really, dude, all the love to you, Kaito. All the love to you. You were, once again, one of the earliest ever people that came around to me, and, well, if not for you, the idea of GaleForce never actually would have come around. You put me to sleep, Cruz. Oh, but parentheses, positively, close parentheses. Alright, Mittens say. Mittens. I will decline to put up their own picture here because of their own personal reasons, but what I will do is put up the amazing work that they did back then for the 100% orange juice mod that they did for GaleForce back then, because there's a few mods that represent the group of GaleForce in 100% orange juice game. Me, Franny, Shadow, and Fairly, now known as Verdi and Echo when it comes to it, with a small what's his face? Small cameo from Kaito in an edited card. You were a wonderful artist that fulfilled so many fun requests, that made wonderful reference sheets and everything like that or so when it came to it, and quite frankly, a stable friend that a lot of us came to and talked to, and just a very chill and kindred soul. Unfortunately, I know like Mittens has, like, because of like personal stuff and mental health or so, they have gone away from the internet and probably will not be returning. But I would love to still give you your posthumous flowers. Thank you for the love that you've given to us, for inspiring me to, honestly, you're the one that inspired me to really pick up modding games and to really commit to things, because otherwise I never would have been able to make the mod for Valhalla for Ein's birthday, if not for you inspiring me to do it with orange juice, or like my Rabbit and Steel mod before that too. You opened my eyes to a new realm of art, to where I felt like it was feasible for me to do, both in expanding myself as a brand, I guess, when it comes to for putting myself in video games, and also showing that, like, hey, your art style, especially, I resonate so with the lighting and everything, and made me think to myself, this is something stomachable that I can do with just either my dinky mouse or my drawing tablet, and it made me think to myself overall, yes, I can absolutely flex my muscle, my creative muscle, and showcase different ways of appreciation that I can show my love for either games, such as my Red Dragon Inn, to making fan art for things, like fan art that I did for Zoe, for Rabbit and Steel to an extent, to her isometric room, to Ein's birthday, of course, and the sprites that I did for Flanny and for Lily, and even for Rika, who was already mentioned previously in the list when it comes to it then. Your inspiration knows no bounds with me here. And I just want to... I don't know if you're ever going to hear this, but let it be known to the VOD and the heavens beyond that you are a genuine keystone in my creative career. Ferna, otherwise known as Ziensu. I already talked about it and how, thanks to you, Flanny was able to ever find me to begin with when it comes to it. And I've already shown you off in the fan art when it starts off from like us three together back in the day or so, to things like as you being to the monitors of Wind to Thy Wings, to me being your wind and wings and everything like that or so overall then. And there is a lot of love that I'd love to give out to you. You inspired me so much back then in the day from your music that you made for the Epic Battle Fantasy series. You being a composer overall was so cool. I got like the fact that I got to participate back before I was a VTuber, but back when I was back when I just participated in your chat, and I think 2016 Twitch chat, and helped make some music tracks for you, like wherever Rap Goat is on your Bandcamp, I believe it is. Where the heck is that stupid piece? If I control S, Rap Goat. Gods, where was it? Where's the credits? How long ago was this piece? Released April 13, 2015. Cruiser, moral support, quote suggester, word of the puns. Oh my goodness gracious. That is actual history right there, and how we've known each other for unironically 10 years. You are a very unique case of me getting to connect with people when it comes to it. Because I met you, or rather, I participated in your chats back then. Yeah, as soon as 2015, because I found you playing Smash 4, and we played Wi-Fi battles back then. Then you showcased or rather, I found you off of my favorite game, or one of my favorite JRPG series, Epic Battle Fantasy. You're the composer for it. Then I found your Twitch channel. You played Smash 4 like online with like friends or so. Then I got to participate in your chat and everything like that or so, for making music tracks or listening to like previews of stuff that you were working on and everything when it comes to it. Then, you know, things tapered off, you didn't stream as much, and then I went off to college. And then when I started streaming here, we refound each other. Because you tweeted out that, or rather, yeah, you at everyone in like 8,000 plus Discord that, hey, there's a cutie streaming Epic Battle Fantasy when it comes to it, and you should watch. And Flanny was apparently of that same gen at that time or so then, who what's his face, who followed on the ping back then too. And well, everything once again is absolute history. Now, of course, you know, you were a VTuber for a bit of time as well, and then now you, of course, you know, are going by a new name and new identity, Zian Su. From history and everything like that or so. I'm really going through so much history and all or so, but once again, you have always been a huge part of my life, both actively, passively or so, for creating a series that has stuck with me. Because the Epic Battle Fantasy series, I played up to 3 and 4 in my 3 in my middle school days, 4 in my high school days, and then 5 in my college days too. And you sparked so much love and inspiration for JRPGs and your music as well. And the fact that I got to find a friend that I didn't know I'd lost 5 years later, basically, when it came to it then, is quite literally music to my ears, and it's so sweet to think about. Commander Kappa! Kappa. How can I go about this? Kappa, you are a online friend of mine that started on that side when it came to Toho and all, into an online friend that turned into a offline friend with things such as our cosplay and such. That's how you get to organize the Toho photo shoots for like the past Momotons and all, for instance, for like the past Momoton and like a Momoton and AWA when it comes to it then. You've been a cornerstone of my community overall. And like, I don't know if you can see, Kappa is this Ayaya in the corner here, and this is my Flan from this last Momoton. You are also a wonderful artist, I have to say as well, and quite frankly, like, listen, another cornerstone of fandom-wise that I really get to showcase and love, and really just get to gush about in a positive way. Because at the same time too, like, I never would have been able to find you if not for VTubing, and I never would have been able to make more friends on the Toho side of things if not for you. Because not only did I get you from that side, I got to find people like Dark, who's part of my Discord and sometimes part of the chat here too. If not for that, I wouldn't have been able to find some of the people in like, the Heartwinds group, going onwards and everything like that or so. And there's just once again, you are a set piece into a corner of the internet that I've always had love for in the Toho franchise. And, you know, I never would participate in the greater community then, but fact is at the same time too, now, like, they're, like, I'm reading over my own words here. You are a wonderful corner, and the fact that I've not only gotten the chance to be an online friend with you, but you are a cosplay friend of mine, to where I then, afterwards, got to connect with you offline. We shared a hotel with each other for this past MomoCon, and really got to chill out, enjoy ourselves, and, you know, find our fun in what is our first convention with you in a hotel first and foremost, and us getting to help out on the Toho shoot and everything like that onwards more. It is once again one of the most wonderful things that I've been able to say in my VTubing career, of not only being able to make friends, but get to literally live the dream of meeting them in person and, well, going onwards from there, right? Like, it's a weird thing to say, but I just can't believe that I've gotten to make a online friend, an offline friend. Simple as that. A little Sidori. Where do I start with Sidori? A little Sidori. You were the person who brought me to knowing that English VTubers exist. Let me pull this up on Firefox here. You are an Australian VTuber who moved to Japan, and you were the first person that I would say that I considered my Oshi back then, because I remember back during the VTube boom of 2020, 2021 or so, I thought that VTubers only existed in Japan, as I only saw, like, you know, the big names, how I've Nichi Sanji when it came to it then, and everything like that overall. What I didn't recognize is that there was a market for EN VTubers, or rather, that EN VTubers actually do exist on that side. So I found you on the front page of Twitch one day of streaming. I saw your model back then or so, and I was really surprised to see that, hey, there is a English VTuber. Not granted, you're Australian, but you're English speaking. Okay, that sounds like it's derogatory, but that's what I mean. English speaking VTuber at the time then. You were there before the Translate came around, and quite frankly, like, I watched your content almost daily for a good, like, year or so when it came to it. I taught in chat, and you were one of the big communities I very much supported. I know that you don't stream anymore when it comes to it then, or rather you just keep in your own community overall, like in your own server, and that's, you know, that's life, and this was, I announced a graduation a long time ago. Yeah, there's your graduation VOD literally right there, but you were the person that literally taught me, unintentionally, that, hey, English VTubers do exist, and that's really what got me into the world, quite frankly, of VTubing, on what made Chartreuse Proxy who they are today, because I supported you before as a VTuber, before I even considered about being a VTuber, and then, well, it just turned into this, quite literally. Alright, we're halfway through the list. I need another break of water, so give me a second here. It's always nice when the amateur streamer speaks your language. Yeah. Alright, water obtained. We'll just poured it out when it comes to it then. Next up on the docket then, we go onwards to Ayuchi. Ayuchi. In the same vein, after Sidori came Ayu, who is another VTuber who is, again, also graduated when it came to it or so. but was a wonderful, lovely lady with a great community that supported her when it came to it. She graduated out to, I think she is a fashion designer in Paris now, so wonderful word, get that bread when it comes to it. But you are another English side when it came to it on another English window of, oh my goodness gracious, there is a market, there's lovely people here who love their community, have built themselves from the ground up when it comes to it then. So I'm gonna ton my own horn and say I was a part of Chartreuse community when she was building it up, but, you know, it's well past that when it comes to it then now, when it, overall. You two, in your own separate ways, I think you maybe collaborate with each other once or twice, but fact is, at the end of it overall though, I am still happy to have been parts of your community for those liminal parts in time. I know I'm keeping your segment short, but what I've said about Sidori also extends to you, IU, as well. Like, understand, I never would have known that English VTubers really existed, although I only got to work more in your side or so compared to Sidori's side. I still do consider you, once again, a huge inspiration and lovely part of my life. It's still, you remember all these people as well. Well, they really made me who I am today, quite frankly. I'd be remiss if I don't remember the people who really started off my career and all. Alright, Kaylee. You are a wonderful, lovely member of GaleForce that came to it, otherwise known as SolarHot77. If I find you on my side here, I'm trying to pull up the GaleForce poster real quick or so. You are this lovely hot on the side, as we see here, everybody. I think a big part of you, when it comes to it, is that you are a big, wise word of wisdom when it comes to it overall then. On the side of... on the side of being a lovely person, and also somebody who has aged very well. And let me find a way to put this. You are somebody who you know, is substantially older and brought a sense of maturity to GaleForce, exactly so, in both approaching things and also, you know, keeping a cool head, especially when things came around or so. And I just, like, frankly, I just respect you so much. You have your own big community of Heliopolis, which is, once again, super lovely, super nice overall, and quite frankly, the few times I've got to be in there, either like for some tabletop nights or the times that you've been able to talk to and drop in or so, it is, you know, you've always just been a nice breath of fresh air and somebody who's just been, once again, very intelligent, story spoken, very well viced in the words that they've said, especially with how little we did get to communicate in GaleForce otherwise then. I remember abducting you into the group on New Year's as a New Year's present, and that was, of course, one of the lovely things, I'd say, that I got to make your day and you made my day when we first got to really put ourselves into each other's lives, from respecting the group to being considered a big part of it and all and everything like that or so. But it's still so wonderful. And listen, even though I don't get to interact with you then, of course, otherwise then, it's still so nice. It is still so nice, and you're just a cool person. Alright. Momo. Now this is a name that is really going to stick out to a lot of people. Because I know, like, when I was talking to, like, Ein, for example, back in the day, back before he left for today, this is a name that wasn't ringing necessarily a bell, and I don't expect it to. And this is a artist that I have no idea how else I would ever find them. And let me clarify this here. Back in 2020, this was somebody... this is on my on my Twitter, back before I really did any good branding or anything like that or so, and I can't find their account at all. So this is like a great internet mystery if I could ever dig this up when it comes to it then. They made this... Oh, I replaced the wrong graphic. Well, this will be up for a second here, but let me... I replaced the wrong graphic. Let me fix this real quick. Oops. Need to go back to the credits. To the credits. There we go. Momo. There we go. I want to keep that page up. This is my, 1.0 design. They made this lovely little piece here. And I remember them commenting, I couldn't tell, I was like, I can't tell if the hair is supposed to be more yellow or more green. But this is the very first fan art that I ever got. Ever at all. And quite frankly, like, it made me so, first and foremost, so damn happy that I got fan art from somebody who I've never interacted with, but I just remember them saying, I think this person's design is cute. I can't tell about their hair color at all here. And it, first and foremost, made me laugh. At the same time, too, it made me really think to myself, it's like, I wonder how much of an impact I really am putting out, or like, I really am putting on people for somebody to, like, make fan art on me or so. But the thing is like, the posters are probably like old and different. Because I remember searching about it before, and the only thing that I have on them is this artist signature here. And I don't know if I'm ever gonna try to get the search out for them again, because I don't know where or how I'd be able to. But this was the first ever fan art that I've ever received, ever at all. And it makes me both feel so cherished in the fact that there was somebody who got inspired to do it. So instead, it's not like they ever commented on any of my stuff or so. It's not like I never, or rather, I don't know if they worked or so, but they existed, they gave me fan art, and then I don't know where they are ever. Just thank you for the love. Thank you so much for the love, friend. Annie Yukihime. You are a wonderful member of GaleForce, and also somebody who loves to dabble in TCGs and everything like that, trading card games, especially on the Yu-Gi-Oh side. The time-traveling mail carrier of GaleForce when it comes to it then. You've always surprised me by how complex and cool your models are. You've always done your hand cam stuff when it comes to it then. Oh, what did that old Owie too? God, I think I have you two together. Yeah, Annie and Owie Dragonheart when it comes to it. So yes, I can trade it too, but you are a wonderful window into the life on one fellow Filipino mentioned when it comes to it then. So amazing we get to net on that side. And also too, like, you're just cool. You're just cool in general when it comes to it then. I've gotten to know you for like 3 incarnations of designs as well when it comes to it then. I'd say I always have to see your side when it comes to for posting out on your card stuff, and I know that like, GaleForce is quite literally only propped up by you inviting your friends to play card games or like, to do like online matches, everything like that on that side or so. And I really respect that, and that's so nice. Your players should probably follow. Yeah, you probably should, or ping them, or join the GaleForce Discord to really join them and talk to them then on that side. But yeah, they are a TCG player when it comes to it then, and they are just it's Yu-Gi-Oh and Magic. You've been part of GaleForce for a good while, and you are just, once again, lovely person that I love to connect to on the side of both gaming and on streaming then. Owie as well, start to say, Owie is also another person from the GaleForce side or so, Dragon Paladin, as we see now when it comes to it, and they've been playing with the bigger group on Borderlands games recently, I've got to say, when it comes to it. Alongside the next person in line, they really hit GaleForce all in one line. Chiza Nari Q, all together. Just lovely individuals that I'm happy to make acquaintances with friends or so. Yeah, look at them. Aoi, Chiza, Lapis back then in the day too, and then I don't know Rayla. Okay, that's somebody who I don't know when it comes to it. But y'all are all super chill, super lovely people or so that I've had the chance to talk to back in the days of GaleForce overall. And it's just something. It's just wonderful. It's just wonderful that, you know, we've gotten to connect in this different way or so. And I'm just happy that even though most of the time that we really don't get to talk too much, because once again, we aren't connecting in the same friend group and overall, and GaleForce doesn't really exist much at all, that I got my time with you for a good 2 years of getting to know and connect with you in those different ways. Alright, Sleepy Art Loaf. Loafy. I love you so much because you've made lots and lots of artwork for me as well too. I think the most poignant one, of course, is, hey, Hey, look at this lovely little gremlin right here when it comes to it. Look at that gremlin. But you have been a artist that I have had the pleasure of basically following through for almost like your entire, for my entire life as well when it comes to it then. You have done so much stuff when it comes to from the side of emotes to artwork overall and everything like that, and you are just, yeah, somebody who's been who's made so much art, whether it be of me or my friends and everything like that, or so a kindred spirit when it comes to in like gushing over VTubers and all that, and just, well, lots and lots of love. That's an old shadow right there, actually, when it comes to it, if I recall. Then I think we might be in the chibis. Hold on, I gotta wait for this to load through. But you've done lots and lots of art. You've done, like, I remember, like, I loved your little battery-powered battery elf when it comes to it then, or so. Look at all of that cuteness. And just, well, what's it? You are an artist that's been all throughout influential in, like, Flaney and I's lives, too. That I absolutely say, if I were to give you, like, big credits overall. The Powderoos are, of course, one big end that I will always joke about, but quite frankly, too, like, you've also been there since, like, early on days. As I'm showing off mine, here's Flaney's Powderoo, for instance, as well, too. Hashides audio. Okay, going onwards. But you are, once again, history as well, and I cannot thank you enough for being a good friend and someone I got to talk to, and also for all the streams that I got to chill in with you, too. Because I loved your streams that I got to chat with you and chill with you on that end, too. Viridian Echo. Echo. Nowadays, of course, we get to see when it comes to it. We have in the GaleForce poster, I think, like, one of the few designs that you've ever had updated of you immediately underneath Ein, cuddling Airy, and to my left right there. You are Flanny's lovely girl. That, lovely girlfriend in the sense of, like, friend, like, girl that's a friend to talk to. You two have been thick as thieves as forever. You've always been such a lovely person, and I got to meet you IRL too, and I just always wish you the best with everything that you do. Just simple as that. I would have to say too much more since we've gotten to talk IRL, but you have been an integral part of Flaney and I's lives, and I'm just happy that I got to meet you. Austin. If I can consider Calvin one of the old age fans of mine, of supporting me all throughout back then in the day, I consider you my newer age when it comes to supporting me. I remember back during my boom after my Strikers content really popped off, and you've always been here making wonderful art, supporting me through my different endeavors or so, and just being a chill presence to where I gave you mod status on that end then. Probably should have spelled my name right. I copy pasted it from a old ass YouTube comment, I think. Well, if you're gonna be indignant about it, then I'm not gonna give you any more flowers then. Okay, but onwards though. Once again, you are another person who is almost always here when you are around. I know that you moderate around for other people or so too, but just, you are another new age person, viewer, who has extended their love to me, has done more for me when it comes to it then, and I can't thank you enough on that side. It's lovely having you here. Celestia Dwarf. They are another artist friend of ours. Let me pull them up if I can. Celestia Dwarf. They are the ones who made the palettes and everything like that. Okay, maybe, well, I keep finding people on Twitter when it comes to it then, so maybe that's not necessarily the best when it comes to it. But they are the ones who made the logo, who made my logo back in the day, actually, when it comes to it then. And also, the GaleForce logo. So the ones that, so the logos that you see in the corners, when it comes to it, GaleForce and Chartreuse Proxy, those are made by her. And I only really interact with them on a business end when it comes to it, more than anything. Thank you, Instagram, for making me have to sign in. But I can't thank them enough for that. Flanny was the one who actually found them and outsourced the work out to them for the logo and all. But they are wonderful, and just, once again, they made part of my branding when it came to it, and I just can't thank them enough too. Fiery and 2. You two are extended in different groups together when it comes to it then, but I group you together on the same basis of I really played with you two on the Apex days when it was really us getting to chill out together and, you know, just shoot the shit away on it. I pulled it up because if I scroll all the way back on this here, so I first found Fiery as part of the Chitzama Discord, and this was once again back during the days when it was all about Apex. It was just Apex only and all or so. Unfortunately, Fiery has retired away to the VTuber retirement home of Final Fantasy 14. Okay, surrender aside, jokes aside when it comes to that end or so. Also, I moved this graphic, I didn't mean to here. We'll have this back up in place. I played with them all the way back then, and you can see here on the Firefox side here, back in 2022, when I played Apex with them and with Chick or so. And well, we had so many good nights together. Just, you know, shooting the shit away with friends and all that or so. And just thank you, brother. Just simple as that. I know you probably wouldn't guess too much about me, and I wouldn't expect you to, but you were a good part of my life of just getting to, after work every day, just playing Apex and just go bets, ranked when it comes to it overall and so, and everything like that or so. To that same extent, I would also extend that same leverage out to Tuhu, so if I find 2 when it comes to it then. Because you are also you are also somebody who I played so much Apex with back then as well, and also somebody who retired away to the Final Fantasy retirement home then. But I played with you in your groups when it comes to it then. I don't know why did it go, what is this, German or something like that or so? But yeah, you retired away to the Final Fantasy retirement home as well, hilariously. But you're also a good shooter friend of mine that I should say that I've known about, that I've had the pleasure of having a good amount of Apex days back then with, and a few other miscellaneous stuff too. But you also shaped a good amount of my time back during my college days too, that I can't thank you for the time and love that you've given to me, and also all the fun memories, all the Why Me moments. The Why Me compilation never would have happened back then for it, if not for it. The Final Fantasy retirement home seems to be becoming once more widespread. I mean, Crimson, you were about to enter it yourself, and then the launcher failed, so you went on to other ventures. So you are not innocent in this now. Alrighty. Pyro. Otherwise known as Pyromaniac, you were somebody in the cruise ship back in some of the earliest days back then when it comes to it. I changed the wrong graphic again. I need to stop doing that. I need to keep it on this graphic here for the special program for the special things, and then I keep changing the credits. I need to choose the other image that I have when it comes to it then. You and I have a tumultuous history, but not because of you, but because of me. Because I am constantly a lot more energetic and extroverted, and that leads to me getting impatient when it comes to overall. You also came through on Ferna's tweet back then. Ferna's tweet post at everyone in Discord about me playing Epic Battle Fantasy series, and you offered lovely insights, lovely dev commentary when it comes to it, and gave me good hints and nods and prods whenever I got stuck on that game back then too. To us getting to play things like Terraria together, or I think we did Power Wash too. Lots of orange juice as well, and even tabletop to an extent. You only get to pop in every now and then because, unfortunately, that was still me when I was learning to respect more boundaries, and I did kind of burn things on Calamity mod because I got super impatient with Calamity. But know that you were a stable friend throughout college, and I just hope that for the times that you do get to come around or so, that you do not feel uncomfortable, or rather, if you do come in, that you only are comfortable with me here. But just thank you for being a close friend of mine. Amy, I don't expect you to be showing up here on that side when it comes to it then. You are an IRL of mine that comes from the IRL arcade side of things. You made this lovely little thing here. It's a lovely little piece of art with a few variations when it comes to it then. Of from me winking to me having my wind magic or so. And that is, I'm giving you flowers because not only are you what is I consider one of the most active members of our Pump It Up group for arcades IRL or so, but you have also been, I guess, like a good touchstone for getting people into the group, or for just inspiring passion in me to try to keep coming more. I say I only come once a month to those IRL meetings, but also even then, like for me helping you get into co-op on PIU, you made me this lovely artwork and made it into a charm, which I still have on my phone to this day from my own birthday 2 years ago, when it comes to it then. Oh, 1 year ago, but technically this is 2 years when it comes to now. I just got to give my last of the 4 charms that you gave me to Ein, actually, before he shoved off. And at the same time, too, as well, it's just, this is my first ever merch that I've had. And I am overjoyed at it. I can't believe that something like that's ever been made of me. And selfishly, if I get more money, I think I actually might ask you if you can contact your manufacturer to make more of these. Because this is... I have a charm, a phone like little lanyard thing or so that I can be proud of. That's me. I'm more successful than I ever thought I was. And that is something that I will never be able to put aside. Thank you. Smither-Rooney. I already showed off Rooney once on the fan art here that I had with Flanny and I when it comes to it. You were one of the first people I ever bought assets from when it comes to actually then. You are an old age friend that I have not had the chance to talk to in forever, if ever at all, quite frankly, when it comes to it then. I commissioned back then a small little Bits Cup. Back when Bits Cups were all the rage back then, with my little Wind Mage designs and those kind of like little sparkles on it. You know, you remember those? You remember that trend back in like 2020, 2021, when like stream bits were a nice cool thing to do? You just donate it and have the cup there where the bits would fall in, and then when there's enough of them, or when somebody donated like 10,000, all of them would like sputter out like confetti almost when they dived in from gravity. I commissioned your asset back then, and you were an early age friend back then. We didn't get to connect too much past that, but I remember that vividly of like me really commissioning out somebody for that. First time I ever connected out with somebody past PR for commissioning something nice, for using coffee or Ko-Fi, however you want to pronounce it when it comes to it then. And well, yeah, it's you are a poignant memory on my side. Evervision Impulse. You are, otherwise known as Autumn, you are a friend of Lumi's and also Resi when it comes to it. And you created the first ever music of Chartreuse Proxy, actually back then. If I pull up my little tab here, overall, because I need to move this around, I commissioned a bunch of pieces of music from you back in the day. If I go through my stream stuff, Windbreaker, Will of the Wind, and Fey drafts. I commissioned these back in, you can see here, November 2020, January 2021, and everything like that or so. And I used these pieces of music in my 4.1 debut trailer for the first half of it. And these are all custom-made tracks that were made by you, and I think FL Studio, if I remember correctly or so. And I use these as my stream music all the time back then. These are all three of my pieces. Will of the Wind was my started stream editing. Fey Drafts was this lovely little cafe piece that I had just for day-to-day use. When it comes to it overall then, I'm just kind of letting it play out. And all of these also had the same way motif played throughout all of them, which I love so much. And it just brought me so much joy to have them back then and everything like that or so. It was that, and then I had Windbreaker right here, which was my technical difficulties music that I had played back then or so. And just, I can't believe that, what's his face? That I have my own, what I consider my own commissioned music. And to be fair, I don't use it as much now in terms of, compared to how I just had Shadow and Rado's music playing instead now. And what I had for the second half is that it's like what I consider my modern day age to my break, but I still hold all 3 of these chats to my heart, because this was, once again, more of my own old assets that are mine and mine alone, and nobody else will ever be able to have that. And I just, it's history. It is history in my side. Lastly, I have to give my props and my love out to Dran and Centurio, who are my VTube siblings. When I say VTube siblings, they are my IRL siblings, but transposed into VTubing as well when it comes to it then. I have gotten a decent amount of art with them. I actually would admit to it then too, throughout the years of like our different designs and our different advanced range classes or so. Me as a mage, Grand as a monk, Centurio as a paladin when it comes to it. They are my siblings by 4 and 5 years apart, or rather 4 years apart to Gran, and then Gran is 5 years apart to Centurio, so 4 and 9 year age gap when it comes to it then overall. And they are the reason why I have hairpins to begin with overall, because I'm representing all 3 of us, the Proxy siblings, all together overall, in just, you know, showcasing my love and dedication for them, and how much they've supported me just throughout the years all together. And the fact that I've been able to not only have them together with me here on this retrospect, but also be able to get them like represented in 3D as well too, is just something that I am very proud of and happy to say as the youngest sibling of the family overall then, to say that, hey, they're with me in spirit at all times, and I get to represent the whole entire family and showcase the love that they've given me and all the support that they've had. And finally then, of course, all of my Cruzmates, all of y'all turning out for tonight is already so sweet, so nice. I can't thank you enough. Everybody that supported me throughout all the years, I can't thank enough. And well, whether it be somebody who's been here from the beginning like Calvin, to newer people like Rena, who've only ever had the acquaintance with you here for like the past, I'd say, what, 3-4 months? We interacted once on Twitter, and then really now it's only been the past 3 or 4 months we've really gotten to talk to now. I'm just so blessed to have people like you here. And with that, I could keep going on and on, but I am feeling tired. This is the second stream of today now. I've been going 2.5 hours, and I spent 1.5 hours just yapping, going on about all the history. Now, there is a lot of people that I still did not get onto about. More recent people when it comes to it as well. Like, if I could give more flowers to others, I'd absolutely give it to people like Sunny, who I get to meet IRL once again, has done wonderful art of me on that end, such as you can see right there. I give it to people like Rizzutelli, who also did many different pieces of me back in the day. I'd give it over to Flanny herself, who did a lot of old aged artwork back in the day, back when we first started her out and everything like that or so. I could keep going on and on and on, but that would be for another guessing stream, and hey, maybe whenever it comes to it, we'll have that in then. So, for now, I'm going to take it easy. I'm going to give out one more chance, though, before I end stream. For everybody here who is still here to this extent or so, please, if you have not yet DM'd me about it, can you actually go out and, I don't know, join the raffle? Let me pull this crap back up again. Because when I was making the video for the special program announcement, I'm not kidding about this code here. You want to be featured as like the person who gets to take over a Cruzy Yap stream? You want me to yap around like your favorite topic for 2 hours or so? Use the code! Enter it and like put in the Cruz Ship Discord or DM it to me or so. I'm gonna raffle it off, and I'll post a video when it comes to it then, and then you'll decide it, okay? Use the code! I'm gonna give you all like a minute here on this here, okay? I say as the code disappears. But I'll do my little outro as we do this here. Or rather, I give a minute on the video too, so I'm going to have this going then. But overall, wherever you are, wherever you may be, whether on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, or more, it's been your Wonderful Wind Mage, your Cruz Ship Captain. Rather, I guess I should do it from the beginning all the way again then. It's been your it's been your Mage of Mishaps, mastering her magic one day at a time. It's been your Wonderful Wind Mage, Your Cruz Ship Captain, Chartreuse Proxy, at your service. It's been your wondrous Wind Maid, your Cruise Ship servant, Chartreuse Proxy, ever and always at your service. Thank you everybody for coming along, and wherever you are, wherever you may be, whether you're on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, or more, thank you everybody for always coming on. I need to change that outro for a Twitter thing, but I'll work on it in the future then. Thank you for coming for 5 years of Chartreuse Proxy. I will actually get around to doing a legitimate gaming stream, because I haven't been able to do one for like the past 2 weeks now when it comes to it. Sometime, maybe tomorrow, but for now, I'm going to end off on that note. Thank you again for everybody coming around, and let's keep celebrating. It's not 5 years of Chartreuse Proxy, it'll be 6, 7, and 8 onwards. We'll keep going until my body honestly gives out. So thank you everybody for all the love you've given to me once more. And let's make this year's Chartreuse Proxy all the more wonderful now.